Hello, I'm Caden Gerlach, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of an analysis on a magazine called the Men's Fitness Magazine. Throughout this magazine, it targets a demographic of strictly males, and we're going to talk a little bit about some sociological concepts that can be seen in this popular magazine. So some of these topics that are found in the real world sociology textbook, mostly going over chapters 3 and 4. Some of those terms are material culture, folkways, social control, norms, and symbolic culture. And values that's an extra one. So you can see each of these concepts throughout this magazine in some way. So I'm just going to go over that a little bit, talk about how a popular magazine like Men's Fitness is similar to a lot of other magazines, but I'm just going to talk about how it uses its platform as a popular magazine to promote certain things, to change the way people do things, what they buy, or what they change the way people think even. So what they buy, what they do, and how they think. So popular things like these have a big role in society for a couple different ways, and I'm just going to talk about that. So here's the cover of Men's Fitness Magazine. Here you can see it features a man. He looks like a young man, but actually if you read further in the magazine, he's a 41-year-old man. So it tells you a little bit about how you can be in shape at that age, because that's kind of a difficult thing or an uncommon thing today to be in an older age and have this kind of physique. So here you see it has some advertisements right on front of the magazine. Your best shape ever, workouts of certain celebrities, 50 tasty food under 50 calories, bench 20 pounds or more. So you can see it pushes the physical fitness, and obviously just in the title you can tell this is towards a demographic of males. And throughout this magazine you see a lot of things that are targeted just towards males, and so you can really learn a lot from the kind of influence that popular magazines like this have on a society. One of the first things I'm going to talk about is material culture. I think this magazine kind of promotes the buying of certain products. The first one we see here, Vitamin Water Zero. Again, it's promoting that and kind of fitting that with the picture that if you buy this, you'll be in shape. Another sociological concept I noticed in this magazine is the concept of folkways. Now, folkways are kind of like conventions of everyday life that is considered acceptable and proper. One of those folkways in this magazine is promoting the use of alcohol, and that's what that tells us about the demographic in which this magazine is meant for, is that alcohol is something that this particular group likes or favors. So it kind of uses this as a platform to say, hey, as a male, alcohol is something that's accepted, all your friends are doing it. So you could see that there could be some peer pressure from types of things like this in social media, and that's one of the bigger things I saw in here. Norms are rules or guidelines that are typically accepted in any particular culture, and one norm that is really targeted toward the demographic of males is the type of body that is considered to be beautiful, the type of body that's considered to be attractive. In this magazine you can see it's really promoting that. Another thing is that norms typically can influence the type of things that you buy, the type of things you spend your money on. And one of the ways that this magazine capitalizes on that is in its supplement sale. So here you see it's advertising for the sale of Muscle Tech pre-workout, and that kind of just goes along with the norms of being fit and in shape, and as a male, it's something that is very popular. Now let's talk a little bit about why is that popular in society. Like, is that just something that's happening now? I mean, this is a very modern magazine. Let's say 2,000 years ago, were there magazines promoting this type of thing? What was the standard for like what a guy was supposed to look like? The first thing that comes to mind for me, I just think of the Greek statues in ancient Greece. You had statues of very chiseled guys. So kind of from what my inference is based on history is that the kind of physique that males are expected to have has been something that has traveled through history. It's not just a 21st century type of thing, but it's been something that's been seen throughout history. For example, in ancient Greece, men would wrestle in competitions, and it was really popular. For one thing, it helped them prepare for war, which is really important since they were warring with other Greek city-states during this time. So it's interesting to see how some of the values that are being fit as a man in that age is similar to what you see today and in this magazine. One of the ways we can see this Greek culture carry over to modern America is with collegiate wrestling. Here in this advertisement, we see that a certain college, Minnesota Golden Gophers, their workout program is being promoted in this magazine. Another thing that these advertisements depict from the textbook is the idea of symbolic culture, and the image that is portrayed in this magazine really goes with the symbolic culture for like the standard image of a male. And here we have this guy that is he's pretty ripped. Looks like he's been to the gym quite a bit. Here it's promoting a certain type of workout, and I think these type of things just highlight what is valuable in society for males. It's valuable and accepted to have, put in time in the gym, have a healthy diet, and supplements. And that's just something that this certain magazine really capitalizes on, is the sale of those types of things. In this magazine, you see how the articles reflect the values, which are the ideas about what is right and wrong, good or bad, desirable or worthy in a particular group. And you see how it reflects what values are in American society. In addition, we went and talked about material culture, which is any physical object to which we give social meaning. That's like the example of the motorcycle and stuff like that. Talked a little bit about how alcohol is advertised in this magazine, and that's a folk way. It fits into American society. It is normal for the demographic in which this magazine is targeting to partake in that activity. And another sociological concept that goes along with that is social control. That is the formal and informal mechanism used to elicit conformity to values and norms and promote social cohesion. Lastly, the articles in this magazine highlight how the norms or values in a certain culture emanate from the group's values. So in this case, it emanates from the values of males, and it really influences what people eat, what they drink, what they buy, influences to eat healthy food and look good. And this is all influencing how they think they can be accepted and fit into society in this particular demographic.